Good morning everyone. So welcome to the first video of standard 8th. We'll start with the science first topic, living world and classification of microbes. Living world and classification of microbes. So now first we'll study about biodiversity and need of classification. Biodiversity means living things. Diversity means variety. So there is a lot of variety in living things. There may be plants, animals, human beings, everyone. Okay. So for that, for our easiness, there is need for classifying these living things in different groups: plants, animals, human beings. So similarly, for that, the classification is done. So now let's see. Lot of scientists have done the classification. So in first 1735, Carl Linnaeus classified it in two kingdoms: Vegetalia and animals. Later on, Haeckel, he classified into three groups, that is Protista, animals and plants. Next, Chatton classified again in two groups, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And later on, Copeland, he classified again in three kingdoms, Monera, Protista, plants in four kingdoms, Monera, Protista, plants and animals. So first, Carl Linnaeus in two kingdoms, that is Vegetalia and Animalia. Haeckel in three kingdoms, Protista, plants and animals. Chatton again in two kingdoms, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And later on, Copeland in four kingdoms, Monera, Protista, plants and animals. Then after that, Robert Whittaker, he classified five kingdom system. He discovered five kingdom system. So let's see what is the classification. There are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay. Now prokaryotes means what and eukaryotes means what? We'll see later on. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay. Prokaryotes means they do not have proper nucleus. And eukaryotes means they have well-defined nucleus. So these prokaryotes are classified into unicellular organisms, means single cell, and that is called as Monera kingdom. Monera, mo means one, single cell, Monera. Next, eukaryotes are again classified in two parts, unicellular and multicellular. Further, this multicellular is classified in three kingdoms: fungi, plantae and animalia. In fungi and plantae, cell wall are present, but in animalia, cell wall is not present. And in fungi, cell wall, that plants cannot perform the process of photosynthesis, but in plantae, they can perform the process of photosynthesis. Now let's see what are these criteria. First is complexity of structure. How complex? Complexity of structure. If it is one part, it is not complex. If it is made of many parts, it is complex. So on that basis, they are classified in prokaryotes and eukaryotes on the complexity of structure. Next comes complexity of organism. Whether living thing is made of single cell or many cells. So on that, uni and multicellular are classified. Unicellular means single cell and multicellular means many cell. Example of unicellular is amoeba. Amoeba is somewhat like this. Okay. Single cell. And multicellular example is we humans. Okay. Next is mode of nutrition. Whether they are making their own food or dependent on others. So autotrophic means they are making their own food, like example plants. Saprophytic means they live on dead organisms. And heterotrophic means we are dependent on others. So next, lifestyle. How they are producers, consumers or decomposers. Now plants prepare their own food, so they are called as producers. Animals and human beings, we also come under that part, consumers. We depend on others for the food. And decomposers means fungi. they cannot perform the function of photosynthesis. Now we'll come to the kingdom Monera. Okay, kingdom Monera. They are unicellular, single cell. They may be autotrophic or heterotrophic, both can come here. And they are prokaryotic cells without nucleus. They don't have proper nucleus or cell wall. Okay. Next, that is all bacteria. Monera includes, in Monera all types of bacteria include, and blue-green algae are also included. One of the example is Clostridium tetani. Clostridium tetani. Next we'll come to Protista. Okay, Protista are single cell. It has only one cell. Well-defined nucleus. It is well-defined, unicellular, but it is eukaryotic. So it has proper nucleus present, which is inside the nuclear membrane. The outer covering of nucleus is called nuclear membrane. Next, pseudopodia or hair-like cilia. Parameciums here. Hair-like cilia is there here? Yes. Pseudopodia means like this here, like this. Pseudopodia or hair-like cilia or flagella. It is also called as flagella. It is present for locomotion. Autotrophic examples are Euglena, Volvox. Okay, Euglena and Volvox. And Euglena and Volvox contain chloroplast. Next here, heterotrophic example is amoeba and paramecium. Okay. Next part is fungi. They are non-green. They are not green. Eukaryotic and heterotrophic. Non-green, eukaryotic and heterotrophic. They are also called as saprotrophs. I told saprotrophic means what? So they are also called as saprotrophs. And their cell wall, they have the cell wall. As I told you, fungi and plantae have cell wall. They have cell wall, and that cell wall is made of sugar, which is very complex, in which very much more molecules are combined. Okay, and that sugar's name is called as chitin. Here it is. Okay, chitin. And then after that, sometimes some fungi are thread-like structure. They are just like thread. How is thread? Like that. So some fungi are thread-like. Example, Aspergillus. Yes, the fungi which we get on corn, canis. Yes, so Aspergillus is one of that fungi. And mushrooms. All of you know mushrooms. Okay, so this was the part for this video. Remaining part of this lesson will be continuing in next video. Till then, we'll take a quick recap of what we have studied. First, biodiversity means variety in living things. And for that classification, for our ease, we have classified it. So first, Carl Linnaeus classified in two kingdoms, Animalia and Vegetalia, animals and Vegetalia. Later on, Haeckel classified in three kingdoms, Protista, plants and animals. Later on, Chatton classified in two kingdoms, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And then Copeland classified in four kingdoms, Monera, Protista, plants and animals. After Robert Whittaker came, Robert Whittaker discovered 5 kingdom system. So this was the living organism classification, prokaryotes and eukaryotes, based on the complexity of structure. Next was unicellular and multicellular, based on complexity of organism. Unicellular further in Monera, and here multicellular in 3 kingdoms, fungi, plantae and animalia. Fungi and plantae have cell wall, but in fungi it cannot perform the process of photosynthesis, but plantae can perform the process of photosynthesis. And in animals there is no cell wall present. Next, mode of nutrition, atto, sapron, hetero. Apotrophic means which prepare their own food. Saprotrophic means which depend on dead organisms, and heterotrophic means which depend on others for the food. Lifestyle producers which prepare their own food, there are plants. Consumers will depend on others for food, that is animals, human beings. And decomposers means fungi. Example of decomposers is fungi, saprotrophs. Now we'll come to Monera. Monera is unicellular, single cell. It may be heterotrophic or autotrophic. They are prokaryotic without proper nucleus. Without proper nucleus. Okay. Example is all bacteria and also blue-green algae present. An example, one of the prominent example is given Clostridium tetani. Unicellular example is amoeba and paramecium. Next, Protista. It is single cell. It has proper nucleus, so it is eukaryotic. And it is enclosed. It is inside the nuclear membrane. Pseudopodia or hair-like cilia or flagella are present for locomotion. Example of protista and autotrophic is Euglena and Volvox. They contain chloroplast. Heterotrophs are amoeba and paramecium. Amoeba and paramecium. Next comes fungi. Fungi are non-green, eukaryotic means they have proper nucleus, heterotrophic, they have dependent on others, and also saprotrophs. Okay, so their cell wall is made up of sugar, which is very complex, which is made of many molecules, and that sugar is called as chitin. Some fungi are thread-like structure. Okay, examples are aspergillus, that is corn. Fungi on the corn is called aspergillus, and other fungi is mushrooms. There are a lot of examples, but here we have studied this 2 examples. Clear to this? Just take a quick recap of this. Note down if you want. Okay, so remaining will continue in next video. Till then, enjoy this video, study this video, and if any queries are there, you can contact me and try my best to clear your queries. Thank you. Have a good day.